So today on Loop 3.2, we're going to be installing some track mats, some floorboards, a dead pedal, and upgrading the pedals for some better heel toes on the track.
Okay, so to do this, the first thing we're going to do obviously is take out the car mats. And whenever you take a car to the track, you don't leave your car mats in. They could move around, they could get caught under the accelerator, and it's just prohibited. So that's the reason why we're going to install these metal track mats. But to get at all the pedals and everything, we have to remove this to begin with. So we'll just remove that. Use that for our knees. Okay, as you can see, to remove the floorboard, there's a 10mm nut here. The gas pedal, same thing, 2 more 10mm nuts. And for the carpet and also the floorboard at the top, there's these 2 little latches, and we're just going to be removing those. Okay, so with the pedals, these little rubber pieces just come right off. Take that off the clutch and off the brake. And then, as we were saying, these are 10mm nuts. And they have a washer, each one of them. So then this lifts up, and then you can kind of pop out this little ball joint here at the top, just like that. And it seats right here. Okay. Okay, at this point, the carpet's going to come out now, easy. Pull that off. And remove that. And that exposes the floorboard that we're going to replace. 1mm. This is made of wood, so we have to be very careful. We want to keep the original pieces for the car. Okay, in the floorboard, there's this mechanism here at the top, which prevents the clutch from going in further than when it bumps on this. So we have to remove this, and this is a 4mm Allen. We have to remove this and install it on the new floorboard. This will go on the back of our new. Okay, at this point, I'm going to overlay this new floorboard on the Rennline one and just kind of make sure it fits, and mostly to get an idea of where in this slot that mechanism was seated. And I think I'm going to go get a pencil and I'm going to scribe that. Be back in 1 sec. All right, time to install this. Very simple. Line up our holes. Put this back in.
Hey, dog.
Okay, so here's the old one. It's made of wood. And actually, that's a 1/4 inch of wood. And the new Rennline metal ones looks like they're about an 1/8. So when we tried to tighten this, it got to the bottom and it wouldn't tighten it. So what we need to do is kind of put some shims in here, and 3 of these washers is pretty much what we need. So we're going to do that below this on each one. Okay, now that we've installed this clutch stuff, we're going to just put this over top of here, and then we're going to see up in here, we're going to hook these right up on top of those 2 latches. Like that. Okay, now it's just simple as reinstalling a 10mm nut. Okay, normally there's a little circlip on here, but for whatever reason our car didn't have it. So all we had to do was just get this little instrument behind it, apply some leverage, and pull it off the ball joint. And so, see this little circlip here? What we do is we apply pressure to pop this one side out, turn it around, and pull it through. We'll be installing that back in a little bit to tighten it.
That ball joint's going to connect to the stock one.
Okay, now we're going to start to adjust the height of the gas pedal, and you know, this has some threads and a jam nut, and we've extended it out just a little bit, so I'm going to tighten up the jam nut there on that side, and on this side same thing. There. And then the next step will be to reinstall back here, and you see how this can slide back and forth, and we're going to bring it over a little bit more closer to the brakes to make it a little easier for heel towing. Alright, always hand tighten, of course. Probably ought to replace these little bolts with some black hardware. That would be a good idea. Okay, now it's time to put these covers over top the brake and the clutch. And what you can see is on the back there's Torx bits. Comes with the bit, and we just want to undo these and loosen it, and we're going to slide it right down over the top.
We also found out that the gas pedal came with new hardware, so we put in 2 new bolts.
Okay, and then just slide the track mat into place. All right, last step for our track setup is to put the dead pedal in, and so basically gonna fit it right here, and you install it with two bolts, nuts and bolts that go into here. Has a couple on the side, but you know what? I'm just gonna put these 2 in here. I'm also gonna keep it up a little bit above the track pad, and since we have black carpeting, I'm taking a silver Sharpie and I'm gonna mark the spot to drill the holes. So we're gonna have to drill into the wheel well, and what we want to do, of course, is turn the wheel all the way to the right so that it's facing the passenger side so that we don't pop our tire.
So what we did, we drilled those 2 holes, and then we have these bolts that go through. Onto the other side, we have a washer in the wheel well with a 9mm locking nut with some nylon threads in there. Tighten those down and everything's good. this is the end result on the driver's side. We have the track mat in, we have the Rennline floor mat, we have the Rennline dead pedal, we have the upgraded gas pedal, and the clutch and brake covers.